What is up, my friends? How are you guys doing today? Welcome back. Thanks for stopping in. I hope wherever you're at and whatever you're doing, you are striving, you are thriving, you are loving yourself and loving the ones you're with. I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you're at and whatever you're doing, guys. I just want to thank you for stopping in for a few minutes and talking with me about some movies. You took time out of your day to spend a little bit of it with me, and I truly appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. Today we're going to be talking about a movie from 1974 directed by Shigehero Ozawa. Now, guys, my last review was on True Romance, the Tony Scott film written by Quentin Tarantino. And in that film, Christian Slater's character, he's looking for a girlfriend. He's talking to girls about, what true love is, true romance is. And he invites a couple of girls to go see this triple feature kung fu film. It's a kung fu film marathon, and it is the 1974 film The Street Fighter. Now, I always love it when a film recommends a film. You know what I mean? Like you're watching a movie and they talk about a movie that is real and you can actually go and look at it. And so I went and I found all three of these Street Fighter movies that he mentioned in the film that him and Alabama are going to go see. And so I started The Street Fighter. And guys, this was incredibly fun. Before we get into the hop and chop action, hit that like and subscribe button for me because we're going to get into it. And it is, this stars Sonny Chiba. And Sonny Chiba, he's no Bruce Lee. He's no Jackie Chan, but he was still one of those very prominent Hong Kong kung fu martial art guys back in the 70s, right? Or, late 60s, early 70s. Sonny Chiba is that dude. He was him. And so, in this, now, we're watching an Asian film that is dubbed. I would have watched it in the original, in the original language with subtitles. But I'm so glad that I watched it dubbed because, guys, in Police Academy, when Michael Winslow, the guy who does all the sound effects with his mouth, he does the, I'm going to fight you, and it's like, guys, this was that. And I had a blast laughing and making fun of and just taking the absolute piss out of this movie. Because it's not it's a movie about a dude who's coming up and it's like, oh, he sees some people doing wrong and now he's like the vigilante ass kicker. Cool. I can get behind that. That's a cool concept. And it's just, and it's like you're watching them fight and when they like block a punch, it's like there's somebody, you know that there is a dude in a sound booth taking a stalk of celery and going and breaking that sucker in the microphone. You know he is because some of these sound effects are absolutely absurd. I mean, like you can tell that it's like a dude ringing a bell when somebody, like they hit a pan on the side of a stove for like them blocking a punch with a pot lid or a trash can lid. Like it is dubbed so terribly that it makes it absolutely worth watching. I think that if I would have watched it in the original Chinese, Mandarin, whatever that it was made in, I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much because the preposterosity of it was the dubbing. And the fighting was, we're coming from a modern age of, back then people didn't know what true martial arts looked like. Unless you were a practitioner and you were really, really like being taught by someone of Asian descent or someone who really knew what they were talking about, like, an immigrant, someone like that came over here and started a kung fu school or a martial arts taekwondo school, unless you were really in that subculture or in that culture right then, you didn't really know what martial arts look like in practice. Nowadays, we have, mixed martial arts. We have televised kickboxing, televised submission grappling, televised judo. I mean, we have all. The only thing that we had as Westerners back then, really, was boxing. And sometimes kickboxing, But we mainly had boxing, so no one knew what Kung Fu truly looked like in practice back then. So when Sonny Chiba is jumping around and blocking and doing all this stuff, he was a martial artist. But like I said, he was no Bruce Lee. He was no Jackie Chan. And you could tell by the way that he was moving around that he wasn't, like he wasn't as graceful. He was no swan. He was no gazelle, if you know what I mean. He was more like a tiger trapped in a cow's body. Something like that, But he's still cool because he has those facial expressions and his body language, his body acting. He portrays himself as this, like, just BA, man. He's going to go and he's going to mess you up for doing people wrong. And I loved it. And now I can't wait to dive into Return of the Street Fighter or Son of the Street Fighter or whatever it is, the next one. And then we got Sister Street Fighter. Get out of town. Woman Kung Fu. Is he in this one? I don't know. We'll find out together, guys. I'll get back to you on that one. But the Street Fighter is worth your time. If you are a fan of Kung Fu movies from the 60s, 70s, if you like Shaw Brother films, if you are into this kind of cinema, the Street Fighter is for you. And this ain't the Jean-Claude Van Damme one, y'all. This ain't it. This is Sonny Chiba kicking butt, doing his thing. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Like I said, it means the world to me when y'all spend a little bit of your day with me. If you don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button on the way out. And as always, my friends, I am going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Peace out. God bless you. And I will see you soon.